What is going on, guys and gals? It's me, your old buddy Mistermoose, back in the garage and back with a little more Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. Alright, today we are continuing work on our 80s era SS Monte Carlo. This is a mod put into Kenny's workshop by Al Capone. So not really sure how he wants to be referred to as, either Kenny or Al Capone. But anyways, great looking little mod. And of course, you can get this by going into the discussion forums for the game, going over to the modding forums, looking for Kenny's workshop, and you'll find it there. Now, of course, there is also a link for you in the description. You can just click on that and it will take you straight to where you can download this beautiful mod. Love this car, as I told you guys yesterday. One of those cars that I really wanted when I was a kid. Good eye candy. Has great lines. I mean, even if it is an old car, it's got great lines. All right, so anyways, yesterday we took the suspension out of it, and we've got it all ready for power, which is what we're going to do today. Break down the V8 overhead engine, restore it, and then we will get it going. So that's what we're going to be working on today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, go ahead and smack that like button if you would. Share the video with your friends, and of course, comment and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Yeah, this was one of those cars that I really loved as a kid. Alright, let's go ahead and get these valve covers off. So, if you missed yesterday's episode, which you should certainly go back and check out, we purchased this thing in the auction. It's a 3-star. The initial value of the car was like $15,000, a little over $15,500, and I got it at an auction for like $14,800. So not too bad. And seeing as it's a 3-star, it's pretty complete, and we should be able to just about fix everything up on it. Well, with the exception of the body panels. We're gonna have to replace all the body panels. As I've said many times for you guys, body panels on mods, if you buy the panels on the car don't tend to repair. If you find the body panels in the junkyard, they do seem to repair, but the ones that are on the car when you initially buy it don't seem to repair. So little glitch, but, and as we've pointed out before, and it's worth saying in every video, that's something that should be resolved if and when we get the Steam Workshop. I say if because, well, you know, it's been coming for a while now and isn't here yet. Which I really wish they would get that done. All right. And as I said, there is a link for this mod. In every mod I do, I link where you can find it in the description below. It will say something like, download the SS Monte Carlo. Or if you want this car, go get it here. All you have to do is listen and read. I don't get it. I say that in every video. Like if I get a mod, I tell you guys where I get it from, and then I tell you where the link is, and yet I still get comments from people in the videos. Send me a link for this. Where'd you get that mod? Send me a link. And it's like, well, did you just watch the video or not? And did you just, you know, unplug your headphones and, you know, watch TV and just view it in the background or something? I don't get it. If you send me a message that says link or send me a link, I'm not doing it. I'm just going to ignore you. Because I go out of my way to make sure that the link is in the description of every video. And at the beginning of every video, I, you know, remind you that there's a link and I tell you where I got the car from. So if I take time to do it there, I'm not going to send you a link. So don't even bother sending me a request for it. I just kind of go, pay more attention. All right, let's get the water pump off of here. Honestly, I got better things to do to send people links all day long. So many people just think that's, you know, hey, he doesn't do anything but sit at his computer all day and answer emails. They got a life, too. All right, let's rotate this engine around. And we'll get the rod caps off. Get all these pistons out, and then we can go see what we can fix and repair. How much of this we're gonna have to buy. Hopefully we get pretty much everything repaired up, and we just have to, you know, buy the consumables, which is nice. That's mighty nice of you. So not much new has changed game-wise. We're still on 1.38. So nothing new there. No tuning DLC yet. As we discussed yesterday, somewhere in the next 3 weeks. So we'll wrap up this car today, and then we will probably move forward with a Fury. Do a little Christine project. That the same modder has the, I believe it's 57 Fury. Which is the same car from Christine. He's got that in his garage. It caught my eye. I thought we'd fix it up and then we can do all kinds of movie quotes during it, you know. Nothing better than being behind the wheel of your own car. Well, never mind, I can't say the rest of that. Maybe movie quotes aren't the best idea. Anyways. Let's sort these by name. Alternator's good. Of course, we have to replace the cam gear, but the camshaft's good. Carburetor's good. Clips for the distributor are good. Crankshaft's good. Bearing caps are all good. We replaced the pulley always. The engine block is good. Both heads are good. Both valve covers are good. The exhaust manifolds are good. Wow. Need new fuel filter. Ignition coil's good. Need new distributor. Cap, button are good. Ignition wires need replaced. Intake manifold is good. Need new oil filter. Oil pan's good. New pistons and rings as always. Our steering pump is good. Fan is good. Need new rocker arms. All of our rod caps are good. Wow. Need new air filter. Cover and bottom for that are good. Need new serpentine belts. New spark plugs as always. Need a timing chain. Cover is good. Rods need replaced. Water pump is good. Wow, all we need is consumables. That's awesome, man. Pretty much every single thing repaired up. That's a rarity. That doesn't happen very often, so somebody is looking down and shining upon me right now. That's good stuff. So we jump into engine. And we'll start at the top of the order here and come down. Cam gear for the V8 overhead valve engine is what we need, actually. Almost bought the wrong one. We don't need any clips, don't need any of that. We do need this. We've got all of this stuff. So fuel filter will be the next thing that we purchase. And we need a distributor. We need the plug wires. Intake manifold is good. We need an oil filter. 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Same with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see. We got a fan. We're good there. 16 of these, which gives my index finger a nice little workout. We don't need any rod caps. We need the air filter. We don't need the base at all. We do need serpentine belt here, and then the serpentine belt over here. 8 of these guys. Oh, one more. There we go. We've got a starter. We're good in that area. Timing chain is right there. Then we're going to need, the next thing we need is the push rods. 16 of those. Oh, go back one. Overshooting it a little bit. And then the water pump pulley. And that should be everything that we need. So let's jump over here. So we were discussing something I want to point out real quick. We were discussing the other day that if you wanted to have multiple engines that you can build out for this was something that was brought up in one of the videos. A guy was pointing out that if I wanted to start another engine, if I wanted to be able to pull and have multiple engines so I could build an engine on the stand without having a car up here, the way you can do it, and I'm going to demonstrate this real quick. So for those who want to do it, you can. If you wanted to replicate the motor that was in here so that you could have one already sitting in the garage like I have like that. If I come in here and I do a search for engine block for V8 overhead valve, right? And find an engine block real quick. We'll grab that one. And I'm going to need this guy for this. So let's go ahead and move it over. I've already got an engine up here on the stand. So if I take and I put an engine block in here, like so, I now have an engine started on this, and I can come off the engine block and I can pull that engine off, right? So I just go over here and pull that off, and now the engine stand is clear. Now if I wanted to start another engine on there, I could come into the car here, add an engine block into here like that. Now pull this one with the engine puller. Get rid of this guy now. Now there's no longer a block in there. I could come back over here to the engine stand, add an engine, and I have 2 engines here. I've got one that has just the block and one that's got the block and the dipstick and all that other stuff. So this is already an engine. So I can put it up there whichever one I want to put up. Now I've got 2 engines. So we'll go with this one here and put it up there. And now I've got an engine that I can start building, and I can take the other one, which is still in my inventory, and I can sling it up here into the garage, and I can come back and build it at any time I want to. Just by getting it out of here and putting it on the engine stand. So for those who are wanting to have multiple engines where you can build the engine without a car, that's a little trick that you can do. The problem with doing that is, though, you're stuck with the blueprint of the car that you have. So this particular engine is a V8 overhead valve, 291, I think, horsepower. And it's the single carburetor. It's not supercharged or anything else like that. So you can't change the setup of the engine. I can't go in and say, okay, well, I'm going to build this engine out now, and I'm going to add a supercharger to it, and, you know, dual carbs and supercharger and all that. You can't do that. You have to build the engine out exactly the way this particular engine is blueprinted. But it would give you the way to go ahead and, you know, if you were bored and you wanted to get some motors set up ahead of time, that's not the way I build this. You could go ahead and do that, and you could have, theoretically, you could have a whole bunch of motors sitting in your warehouse, and all you had to do was, when you bought a car and brought it in, you could just swap out the motors and be done really super quick. So it's an option for you. I thought I would show you guys that for people who, somebody in Discord sent me a message because they were confused about what we were talking about in chat or in the comments on the video, because somebody said, well, yeah, you could do this. And I said, yeah, unfortunately, you're still stuck with the blueprint of that particular motor. And, you know, it's not really what I want it to be. I want to be able to walk up to the engine stand click on the engine stand and select from a list of motors the motor that I want to build. So, and select that blueprint. So, okay, I want a V8 supercharged, you know, a V8 overhead valve engine supercharged with, you know, dual 4 barrels on it. And it say, you know, which I think that's what this is supposed to be right here. You know, and I want it to be able to, you know, do that. And then I go buy all the parts and put all the parts in it. That would be what I would like to be able to do. But I can't. Because then I would sit here and I would, one day when I was bored, I'd build up, you know, 6-8 engines of a particular style and have just engine after engine sitting in the warehouse over there. And when I was ready to, you know, when I found a car for that particular engine, I'd just go grab that engine out and do it. Because building the engines is what I enjoy in this game. I like doing them. And where it'll be really fun is when you can tune an engine, when you can, you know, start putting specialized parts on the engine. That's when that's going to be really, you know, handy, is to come in and make custom engines. And maybe that's coming in part of the tuning kit. Don't really know, but I would think maybe that's one of the features that would be in there. It would make sense. I guess we'll see in a couple of weeks, right? All right, so cam gear goes on. Timing chain belt goes on there next. And we'll go ahead and sling the distributor in. The really next step is put the valves on, put the heads on here. Though at this point I would already have the timing set, so it wouldn't hurt to have the distributor into place, locked in. And sometimes it's easier to go ahead and get it put in at this point too, because you've got this little, you know, another thing that is not modeled in the game is you've got on where the distributor is, it bolts onto one of your main bearing caps. You bolt on your oil pump or the oil sump, and it has a rod that goes from the bottom of the distributor. There is a rod that connects to the bottom of the distributor, connects to the oil pump, and that's what drives your oil pump. So it's sometimes it's easier now, right now, to go ahead and put that rod into place and then set the distributor once the timing is set, and then everything is good to go. So it just makes it easier for you. Again, that's one of those things I wish was modeled in the game. Pop the oil pump on there. All right. But then again, sometimes I do that, but then I have to take it out later on because I would use a drill sometimes to put a drill and an attachment on it just to build a little bit of oil pressure. Once I put some oil into the motor, I take a drill and spin the oil pump up to build some oil pressure into the oil pump. Early in the build, once I had the heads on and had all of this done, once the heads, the rocker arms were all in place, it's a little tricky you could do. You could use a drill to spin the drive shaft on the oil pump and pump up some oil pressure in there. Make sure all your journals were Pumping oil. All right. Let's get over here and do this side. Get all the rocker arms on. And then you have to set your distributor right back in place. What am I doing? Don't put those in yet, Moose. All right, so let's see. Rocker arms are in. Let's go ahead and put the timing chain cover on. We're done with that much of it. Okay, so here's one of the disadvantages of not having that camera zoom on. I can't pop out to the front of the motor once I start putting a part on. I've noticed that. It's kind of a bummer. All right, hang the power steering pump and the alternator. All right, so let's go ahead and get the rest of the distributor put together before we start putting spark plugs on it. As I told you, I'd like to do this part first so I can get access to these clips and get them on. There we go. All right, let's put the exhaust shaft manifolds on. Exhaust shaft. Where was that coming from? Technically, these would be headers, as I've said many a times before. Oh, see? I can't. There we go. Now I can see the bolts. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Let's see that one. Put that one in there. And we'll go ahead and put the wires on. I'll put the valve covers on. Well, I'm just kind of lacing this one up willy-nilly now. It doesn't seem to the camera doesn't seem to flow around the motor as much. You gotta work a little bit harder to get the right angles on some stuff as far as to move around the engine. I do have to do that to get out to the front of the motor and everything else like that. It's a little bit different not having the camera zoom turned on, but I seem to be able to get okay with it. All right, let's go ahead and pull the motor at this point. So we'll go ahead and grab it off, and we'll grab this guy, put the motor in the engine, put the motor in the engine, put the motor in the engine bay. So we'll finish up the rest of it while it's in the car. So we'll put our fan on it. Well, can't really get a good angle on that. Now we'll put the carburetor on. And the plate. Filter. And the top. That's done. Let's go and put it up in the air. And let's see, gearbox wise, I believe we just need the standard stuff. The gearbox is good, the drive shaft is good, so we just need the trifecta here. So let's go ahead and buy those. Plate, throwout bearing, and flywheel. Can't see the I see this becomes an issue. Again, there's I didn't have all those like getting to like the flywheel from the back of the car. I didn't have any issue doing that when I had the camera zoom turned on, but with it turned off, again, it's you've got to be in the right spot in order to get to it. All right, so pull out and put the gearbox on. Starter motor goes in next, and then we'll pull the exhaust. Well, actually, you need to put the drive shaft in first. Then we'll pull the exhaust. Oh. Yeah, see, I can't do anything about my position of the camera. That's, you know, like if you don't remember to press and put yourself in the right space, you can have some issues. All right, so let's pull these parts off. We get a catalytic converter, a middle muffler, probably the V8 rear exhaust, I'm imagining. Probably only 3 parts to this. Exhaust pipe, and then I guess it's the rear muffler V8. All right, well, I was wrong there. All right, so let's buy our exhaust parts real quick. So 2 of these, 2 of these, the middle muffler, and the rear muffler V8. Alright, let's see if we can jump down to this end of the car, do a little work down here. Take this one off, replace it with the other one. There we go. Excellent. Nice. Last thing we need to do is put the oil filter on. That is in place, and then we lower it down and put our fluids in. And we'll be ready to move to bodywork and see what we got. All right, there we go. And just for giggles, we'll check our oil, make sure that we have plenty in there. Yep, check the dipstick, everything is good. Nice. So as we sit right now with new suspension, new motor in there, we're $26,275 on it. Not bad at all. Let's go ahead and move over the welding rig and the interior cleaning. The detailing kit. And we'll smack this for 1,000 simoleons. And now we are worth 26,792. And with this one, we are now worth 27,347 bucks. All right, I kind of like that burgundy. It's not a bad color. Yeah, I should have known that. I love burgundy. Let's pull the tail lights out. There's even a spare tire modeled into the back of this. That's kind of funny. There, you get that. Little window out of there as well. Fender, front bumper, grab the hood. Get the headlights. Get the front windshield. And there's one more piece of glass. Let me get these out of the way. I always trip over these. I bring them over, use them, then I forgot to actually get rid of them. And I do it every time. All right. Grab the seats out of this thing as well while we're at it. Come on, give me the bench. Steering wheel. Did I come out of upholstery mode? I guess I did. There we go. Flamo leather 2 for the rear bench. Ooh, that's a funny looking front model there. You're not getting a whole lot of air through here, sir. There's an overheating problem on your car, and it looks like it's because you got a solid piece of sheet metal here in front of the radiator. That could cause some problems. That's kind of funny. All right, just for giggles, we'll go over here to the table, and as you see, nothing can be repaired, as I was telling you. So we have to buy every piece of this brand new. All right, so go to the body spot. Takes for a second to get into here. And we go for the Monte Carlo. There we go. We'll buy all of these parts one time. There we go. And we might as well go to the interior shop. I think this is Flamo. Bench Flamo. Oh, but which one? Let's look at the parts list real quick. No, not there. Go back into the inventory. All right, so seat 5, fabric B, and then Flamo leather 2. Why would you have a leather in the back but not in the front? That doesn't seem right. Yeah, I'm not liking that. I think we ought to have leather in the front. If you got leather in the back, you ought to have leather in the front, right? And what steering wheel was it? The Rollet. So we'll grab our steering wheel for the Rollet. And we'll get a couple of this, one of these, and we'll grab one of these. You need to be able to make custom license plates in this game. That's one of the things I want to look into, is see if you can make a custom license plate. I think that would be pretty cool to be able to make, you know, like an Alabama license plate, alumni license plate, so I could slap that on there. Because, well, that's kind of the way I roll. All right, let's put all the parts back on here. So I don't know if you guys saw it or not. Looking at the conversations on some of the videos and the comments, but Felicix sent a note or commented on one of the videos that he was working on something inspired by a comment that I made in one of the videos, and I was kind of curious about it, so I went and looked. And apparently he is working on a mod or a version of a car modded that you can actually take the body off of the frame. That's gonna be cool if he gets that working. That's gonna be super sweet. Y'all think this antenna is a little bit oversized for this car? It looks a little overcompensated. Might be a little too big. All right, put that in there. Yeah, having a model where you could take the car completely off of the frame, oh, that would be so awesome. All right, so let's put our seat in the back, and then we'll put our seats in the front. And our steering wheel. There we go. So what does that do? Does it get us 100% across the board? It does. Let's go to paint. No, not to parking. Oh, I did it again. I'll be right back. And we're back. All right. That took an enormously long time to do, so I edited all that out for you. Remember I talked about long load times the other day, and probably was going to sell the Nomad off because of the load times. Felicic said that is probably because the cars have a really high poly count on them, and so therefore it makes everything, it makes those really long load times on there. So that is probably the reason behind all that. Let's see, man, this car would be sharp in black. Well, you just did a black car though, right? So what else could we do the Grand National in? I'm not Grand National, but a Monte Carlo in. Let's see, what color shall we make this? Yuck, yuck. Nope. Blue, no, no. Man, there's only so many colors you really can do. I might just leave it, you know, the color it was. In that burgundy. A little brighter might be nicer, but... Yeah, the burgundy's not doing it for me, though. It's a little too dark. Maybe just a little lighter on it. Maybe right there. Paint the car. Oh, you know what? I wanted to look and see if there was a livery for it. Let's look real quick. Let's look. This is silver livery, I guess. That does look pretty good, though. With it off, does all the SS stuff show up? That's my next question. No, it does not. Ah. So if you don't use the livery, you don't get the SS Monte Carlo stuff on it. Without, with. Oh, well, we definitely want the SS stuff. And I can't adjust it once the livery's on. I can't adjust the paint. But I have to adjust it it really washes the paint out a little bit. So that, yeah, the livery, without the livery though, you don't get the SS emblems on it. So that's sort of a bummer. And it washed, like I said, it washes all the paint out. Alright, let's put it out front and see how it looks. Let's put it by the front door. And we'll see how it looks in the regular light. Oh, it's got the red pinstriping on it. Okay, yeah. It's worth it. I mean, the paint job itself, the white is a little bored, but it's got that... It sort of looks like it's got a gray skirt on it, the way the shadows drop. If I remember right, this did have like a two-tone paint job on them. Seems like the bottom was like a gray. Even if you had the black car, it seemed like it had a two-tone on it as well. Though I don't think this is actually done that way. I think this is just the shadows are making it look that way. It would look even better though with a darker gray underneath it. Good looking car though. Take a quick screenshot here from self. Not bad at all. Look at that interior though. The door panels with the little, I guess, carpet or you know, faux interior on there. Plastic panels and that little bit of felt or velvet or whatever it was. Good model though. Cassette deck radio in there. Looks a lot like the original car did. Center column shift. Very nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Alright, so see what we got for the value of this car now that it's done. Again, we picked it up for just over $14,000. Well, just under $15,000. $37,285 is what we've got for the final value of the car. Very nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, I like it. Let's see what it does at the airport. It's going to take a while for it to load, so I'll see you when we get there. Alrighty. Now this is one of those cars that actually looks pretty good outside. Not bad at all. Sounds pretty good. Just get on the right camera angle here. See how fast she's gonna run. Oh, 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 keep her out of the wall. Is it gonna limit out? Yep. Well, good looking. Whoop, don't run it into the guardrail there. Found out with the Nomad, you can actually jump over that wall if you hit it just right over here. Oh well, this one's not going to do it. The Nomad actually flipped over the wall when I was doing some driving with it around here, which is kind of funny. Not a bad little car. Let's see, will it do a donut? Oh yeah. Sweet. Alrighty. Well, there it is. Hope you guys enjoyed it. The SS Monte Carlo. Very nice. Alright, so again, if you want to download this and get it in your game, make sure you look in the description below. There is a link to Kenny's workshop. Tip of the hat to him. Tell him thanks for all his hard work for putting this out there for you while you were there. And come on back and join us tomorrow. We'll do another car build for you. If you enjoyed the build, do me a favor and smack that like button. Share the video with your friends, and of course comment down below and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Alright guys, thank you so much for all your support, and thanks for watching today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, stay safe. Have a great day. Bye-bye.